Nature, and I'm here with Ellen Harde, and this is the Westford Area Real Estate Podcast. Today we're going to take you on a walkthrough through the Drew farmhouse renovation, and Ellen is going to lead the way. We're going to start in the farmhouse and kind of see what's going on there and end up back in the barn, I guess.
Sounds like a wonderful plan.
Okay. Take it away.
I will. So since the Drew Farmhouse Incorporated, it's a new nonprofit, bought this property on November 20th of 2023, lots has happened. On that date, this was where we're sitting now, was all real estate offices for the former Coldwell Banker offices, which have now relocated to Cornerstone, and this building was available. So we grabbed it up. And where we're standing right now is what was the first floor of the Drew farmhouse, built by George Drew in about 1850. We're not sure exactly when he built it, but we know he was on the census by then. And what we have done now is, thanks to Habitat for Humanity, Youth Build, and as volunteers, and then USA Demolition, we have taken out everything that was real estate, and we have it all the way down to the studs. There was very little old wall left because of a major renovation done by Coldwell Banker in the 1990s. But what this shows us now is what it looked like when the Drews lived here in the 19th and 20th century, which is very exciting. We're going to take this space, and this will be one of 5 apartments that the nonprofit will be building in this building. We will retain as much of the old as we can, so there's a beautiful bay window looking out on Boston Road, and those 4 lights and sashes will all stay exactly as they are. The original stairway is here, and we will be keeping that stairway and the banister taken down now for reconstruction, but that will go back. So this will be apartment 1. Up the stairs in the farmhouse will be the second apartment, both 1-bedroom apartments. We're going to be renting these to people. They're called workforce affordable, people who have good jobs but they can't afford to live in Westford anymore. So they will be lower rents than what you can find in other properties in Westford. So here we are in apartment 1. Apartment number 2 is upstairs, and we'll drive by. Maybe you can sort of take a look at this wonderful doorbell here as we go by. This is original to the house, and we will get that going ding again. All of the doorways are the original 19th century doorways. We're keeping all of those so that from the outside, the building will continue to look exactly as it looks today. This lovely curved wall, which was original, we'll keep that. So we're maintaining the integrity. Then you have to use your imagination, and I'll lead you into the third apartment. This has its own entrance from the outside. When the house was built, it was built as a 2-family house in the 19th century. So one family lived where 1 and 2 will be, and this was where the other family lived. It was rented out to another family. This will be the only 2-bedroom apartment downstairs, and this will have an upstairs. So the stairwell will be over there. Can you catch this beautiful window? I don't know if you can see this. You have to use your imagination. This was, we found when we tore the walls out, a fabulous diamond-shaped window. It had all been covered up. We're going to uncover that and put a window back there so that that is as it was when George Drew built this property those many years ago. So the other 2 apartments, numbers 4 and number 5, will be created in an area that Coldwell Banker added to the building in 1994 when they made this entire space real estate offices. Before that, real estate was only in the barn, and these were still 2 residences. But now we're going to go back into the newer part of the building, which is now all still just studs. And so this is a big space. It was almost 1,300 square feet that was added. You can see it has a Palladian window, so that's not very 19th century. This was all designed by a Westford architect, Paul Davies, whose office then was in Lowell. So he designed this, and we'll keep the high ceilings just the way Paul designed it. And apartment 4 will be right where we are here, and then the second half of the building will be apartment number 5. So use your imagination, because Cheryl and I will be coming back to let you know how this changes over the next few weeks. Let's go over here where we found out last week as we tore down the walls. Look at this, you can see the exterior of the barn. You see the red barn board, so you can see where the barn was. And we're gonna leave that. This will be the bedroom wall for apartment number 5. We'll have the wall will actually be the exterior of the old barn. And I hope we can leave that window somehow and case it in. So nobody who lives here forgets the heritage. So we've been very fortunate to be able, Cheryl, to partner with Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
So while we have permission from the town to have 7 units in this property, the farmhouse nonprofit will do 5 of them, which I've just showed you. But Habitat for Humanity is going to partner with us, and they're going to create 2 Habitat homes in the barn.
Great.
So follow me into the barn. It was never a dairy barn, so don't expect a moo. Here. So we are now in the center of the barn. This is probably the place that people in Westford would recognize the most, because this was the reception area for Coldwell Banker. You can see a shadow of their former self where the lettering was on the wall. Habitat has their very own architect who has drawn plans for a 3-bedroom family home here. This goes all the way down to the end of the building. It's several hundred square feet. And then there will be a new stairway created to the 2nd floor of the barn, which is all just as it was when it was built. It's wonderful, all roughed in, and their architect Holly is having a fun time figuring out how to make that also a 2nd Habitat home. And I think the work for that will probably start fairly soon. We're recording this in the middle of January of 2024. Our work on the apartments will begin as soon as we get the final permits from the town, and Habitat is also ready to begin. So it's going to be a busy spring here at 70 Boston Road.
It sure is. Yeah. Lots of changes.
Lots of changes, all for the best.
And
so
one of the most amazing things for me was to come in that door and not have to take a left and come in that door. This was gone,
it's all
which
glass.
was a real surprise.
Yeah.
So,
the very first day that Habitat came in December 5th, I said, I know this is a really big request, but I think it would make it easier for taking the debris out if by any chance this huge panel of glass could come out, and then they wouldn't have to go zigzag.
Yeah.
And I went in to talk to somebody in the other room, and I came back literally 15 minutes later, it was gone. I thought it was these 2 wonderful volunteers.
That was a wonderful idea, because it was always very awkward bringing anything in.
I don't know why they did it that way. It was probably wind or something. Anyway, that's gone. Habitat did everything that we needed. So we're going full steam ahead. Wonderful. Someone asked me recently, and I may as well bring it up, do you have all the money you need? And the answer is no. The town meeting on October 16th was incredibly generous, and they voted by a 2/3 vote to set aside $1.45 million, which sounds like a lot, and it is, and we're wonderfully grateful for that, to do this renovation. But to be honest, our budget is closer to 1.6. So we're still asking for donations. We're going for grants. We have one member of our board of directors that she likes to do that kind of thing. Isn't that nice?
Good.
So, and people have offered their time as well as their money. So it's been I think it was probably exactly 1 year ago that the idea germinated when this building sat here empty, and we said to ourselves, what if that could be, someplace in Westford that people could live and stay here who can't live here now? And here we are, a year later, we're on our way.
And it's wonderful. I was just having a conversation with Ben from WestfordCAT about how excited we are to have this building preserved. It's just wonderful.
Well, that's why actually we got money, Cheryl, from 2 different sources, both for affordable housing, but $450,000 of that was to maintain the historical integrity of the house. So when I talk about restoring that old wonderful diamond window, for example, and not only restoring the original stairway, but making sure the new stairway echoes that other one, so that it doesn't look new. It looks like it's a loved farmhouse that's now 5 apartments.
And the fact that the exterior is going to stay as it is, with just some taking down a pine tree and some yews that would not have been in the landscaping of a farmhouse. Other than that, it's going to remain as it is, and we're going to have more green space. The parking is going to be behind rather than have all this bituminous, all this asphalt out here. So it's going to be wonderful.
We worked that out with the Historical Commission. We also said that we would leave enough parking on Boston Road so that people can park, residents can park there, not residents of 70 Boston Road, but residents of Westford, and walk down a new sidewalk that will be going in on Boston Road and down to the Peace Trail, which is a lovely piece of town conservation land that's behind the former Drew farm stand. But aside from that, we don't need all that blacktop, so we'll go back to grass.
Good.
Which is, from the old pictures, it looks like that's what Mr. Drew had.
Good. It sure does.
It was grass.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah, so thanks for asking.
Ellen, thank you so much for leading us on this tour, and we will update you from time to time as there's more to look at, more changes.
Great, we'll be
And
delighted to see you.
Very exciting.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Cheryl Major, signing off from Westford Area Real Estate Podcast. See you soon.